guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all had an amazing Christmas and that you guys were able to have some time with God over Christmas. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a podcast that Missy. You know what, I'm just going to carry on. I wanted to talk a little bit about a podcast that I listened to, and it was from the As For Me in My House podcast by Milena and Jordan Ciciotti, and it was all about who influences you. And it really hit home. It really hit me. And it would be great if Missy could move out the way. So it got me thinking, and it was really thought-provoking, and I thoroughly recommend anybody to listen to it. What they were talking about was that we very much live in the era of influencers, and it's so true, we do. And everybody knows what an influencer is, or thinks they know what an influencer is, but really, we all influence people, right? Like, everybody has an influence over somebody in their life. And it just got me thinking about who actually influences me. When we think of influencers, we think of people who have a very big Instagram account, or have a YouTube channel, or something like that, but we don't actually think about quote-unquote normal people. And in actual fact, we can be the biggest influences on other people's lives. So it got me thinking about Jesus, and Jesus was like the biggest influencer, and still is the biggest influencer in people's lives. And I think that's so amazing. But Jesus was and is the biggest influencer, and I did a Bible plan the other day, and it literally said it referred to the many times that Jesus told people to come and follow him. And obviously it showed his authority, but it got me thinking about what we think about following and what actually is following. And in today's society, we've come to believe that following is just clicking follow on Instagram or clicking follow on Twitter or something like that, when really we're actually following their life and being allowed to be influenced by them. And I think that the most important person to actually click follow to is Jesus. And it would be very interesting to know how many Instagram followers that Jesus would have. But it doesn't matter, because Jesus is Jesus. I just think that it was really thought-provoking, and I wanted to share with you who influences me, just to encourage you guys to have maybe a little bit of think about it. And yeah, I just think I found it very interesting. So first and foremost, I think in a life way, my parents have influenced me a lot. Like, they're bound to have, and I'm not just saying that because I grew up with them and I was lucky to grow up with them, but I'm just saying that because I spent a lot of time with them growing up. And I think that there are so many ways that they've influenced my life in a positive way. I think it would be silly not to think of them, but you would never think of them as an influencer. Like, that's what's so weird. So I think my parents have influenced me massively. In an academic sense, I think that the biggest influence I can think of in an academic sense is my French teacher from high school, Miss Boba, Ruth Boba. It's always weird thinking that high school teachers have first names, don't you think? But yeah, I think she massively influenced me. She influenced me in my love of languages. She influenced me in my love of grammar. But yeah, she also kind of influenced me in the way I learn languages and certain things I do. Sorry, the dog keeps knocking the chair. I think also in a swimming sense, every single coach I've had has influenced me in some way or form. My current coach has a massive influence on me. I think that every coach I've had has probably had a massive influence on me. Some good, some bad. But it's so interesting how much people can have an influence on their life. And I'm sure that maybe my parents would expect to influence me, but I don't think my coach thinks that he influenced me. And it's just amazing really how we can influence each other. Like, Ben and Angie, in a spiritual sense, influence me a lot, and they are close friends of mine, and I just think that they are very wise and have a lot more years in the faith sense than I do, and they are incredibly helpful to have around and to guide me and act like, I don't know, like a mentor or like a second family member or something. But I think it's important to surround ourselves with people who are a positive influence on us. 1 Corinthians 15:33, I think, off the top of my head, says that bad company corrupts good character. And it's so true. Like, if we have negative influences on our life, then it's gonna corrupt us. Like, we are told not to conform to the pattern of this world in Romans 12, right? And like, it's so easy to do. And I think that's one massive thing that I try to do every now and again is to kind of cull on Instagram who I follow. Like, I don't want to be following people that leave a negative situation on my life and like are a negative influence, basically. And like, there's so many people that I could sit here and say that they influence me. Like my friend Megan, I really look up to her. I think that she is so strong in her faith, and there's so many people that I could just rhyme off that are really big influences, some positive, some negative. But I think it's important for us all to remember that every single person that we meet, we have an ability to influence their life, an ability to kind of change their life. And I mean, what bigger influence than helping them to find Jesus? And I think that it's just a really thought-provoking podcast, and I just encourage you all to listen to it, and I hope that you don't mind my ramblings. But yeah, I just want to encourage you to consider who influences you and who do you influence. And drop a comment below if you have anyone that you think has influenced you. And definitely please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more ramblings from me. But yeah, I just thought it was a very interesting podcast. Thoroughly recommend go and listen to it. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that this was thought-provoking. I wasn't actually going to put a video out about this, but I just think it hit me so much, and I thought that it was really put on my heart to kind of talk about it. And I didn't want to structure it at all. I just wanted to kind of do a little bit of a sit-down chat. So I hope that this has been helpful and really thought-provoking to some of you. And yeah, please go and watch that podcast episode because I thoroughly recommend. Guys, I hope that you have had an amazing Christmas, and I hope that you can kind of enjoy as much as you can the pause that we have been given. And yeah, stay safe, guys, and I love you guys so much. Bye.